What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. This is Cam, a Stoic Soldier. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Happy Monday. I missed an episode last week. I was a little under the weather, but more important thing is that I'm back now. Hope everyone's having a great day and a great start to their week. Starting the week off strong. And everyone's living their best lives. Anyway, getting right to the topic of the video today. So, as I've talked about in the past, I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with one of the main ideas behind having an immovable / stoic perspective in life is, well, for one thing, I know we talked about the Grey Rock method, which is pretty much as cornerstone to stoic philosophy as it gets, because its main idea delves into just not being moved by anything, being as immovable, being as unfazed by anyone or anything as can possibly be. And that especially applies to people. Now, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that everyone's been either betrayed or wronged or disappointed by somebody in their life. And as I talked about, happiness should come from within. It's not an external source. It cannot be, because then you're setting yourself up for failure. Now, that doesn't mean that you let people get away with doing you wrong. That doesn't mean that you just allow them to walk all over you without any kind of ramifications, without any kind of repercussions. By all means, there are people who do need to answer for what they have done, but not necessarily in that explosively angry sense of just blowing up on them, because for one thing, that's going to end up landing you in trouble. Secondly, that shows that you can't control your emotions. Third, and most importantly, it's completely counterproductive to what has happened, because you just showed them one thing. You showed them that they won. You showed them that they control and dominate your life still, even after they're no longer part of it. You've made it abundantly clear that they still have a pull on you. And what do they always say? Revenge is the best success. But not necessarily just thinking about spiting them, not necessarily just thinking about getting back at them, but making it abundantly clear that regardless. See, a lot of us have different kind of motivations. There's the three that usually come to mind when thinking about factors that motivate us. We have because of, we have in spite of, and then we have the most powerful one that you seldom ever really hear about, and that's regardless of. So because of, maybe you're motivated by doing it for someone or for something. There's an exciting purpose behind it. It's more about excitement than anything. It's more about invigoration. Whereas when you think of in spite of, it's usually out of hate. It's usually out of a need of vengeance. Now, coming from somebody who's experienced both of them, they both have their feelings of euphoria. You feel great when doing it. But long term, motivation comes and goes. That's something that we have to remember. And that's going to fade. It's going to burn out. And you don't know when that next one's going to come around. So that's not something that you want to necessarily depend on. So then you have regardless of. That means that you just know that this is your mission in life for the day, whatever it may be. This is something that you have to accomplish. This is something that you need to get done. So you're going to get it done. That means regardless of emotion, regardless of whether or not you're feeling motivated, regardless of whether or not you're having a bad day, regardless of whether or not you're feeling good, so on and so forth. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's really what it comes down to. So, bringing that back to dealing with the people who have hurt you, again, by no means do you just let it happen, and more importantly, don't let it happen again once you've identified those individuals. However, your best retaliation is if you ever see them again, they see you in the best shape, the best version of yourself, but from a place of indifference. Now, this is what a lot of people get wrong. They think that they have to go rubbing their nose in it. When they see that you are completely unfazed, again, we talked about this in the previous videos, how when you it's almost like shooting at a ghost, as I've discussed before. It's almost like trying to set fire to water. When people come to that realization that what they're doing is just a complete useless waste of time, especially when it comes to trying to bring somebody down that they once thought that they had full and complete autonomy over. First, they're going to feel a sense of discombobulation. They're going to feel completely disoriented, saying, I used to own this person. What am I doing? Have I lost my power? Have I lost my effect? And then secondly, they're going to take a second and realize that who you were when you were under their control is no longer who you are. That was a past version. That was a broken version of you. That was not the true you. That was not your authentic self. And once they come to that realization that I'm better off without you, but I could care less about what role you play or did play at that time, what matters is that I'm currently in the driver's seat. That's the most important thing right there. Realizing that you are no longer allowing anyone else to steer. Now, again, that doesn't mean that you can't learn from other people. That doesn't mean you have to do everything solo. There are certain things that you can attain. There's certain bits of information that are going to help you long term. Certain tools that you can be equipped with along the line. However, you are the one who makes the executive decision. You are the big boss. You can almost think of it as being in a house with multiple servants, with multiple workers, with multiple employees who are answering the phones, answering the door, but the master's the one who runs the house. You need to come to the realization that all these people who serve different roles in your life, they may be contributing to it, they may be giving you different bits of information, they may be sharing new experiences with you, but you are the one who makes that decision in the end. You are going to be the one who decides as to whether or not this is going to work. And more importantly, you're going to know. You ultimately have to trust your own tuition. 9 out of 10 times, if not 10, your tuition's telling you something, it's right, and you got to listen to it. Because those who end up neglecting it, for one thing, they feel that sense of conflict, which ends up delaying them, which ends up procrastinating them, which in itself is destructive. And then, most importantly, it ends up clouding their judgment. There's supposed to be just one real voice in your head. And again, that's the voice of you. That's the voice of the master of the house. When you start hearing all that side convo when you're trying to make a big decision, or even if it's just a small decision, one way or another, it's going to drive you insane. You're going to start losing faith in yourself and what you have to offer and who you've become. And then you're going to start losing this confidence that you had and the idea that you're capable of doing anything. As we've talked about many times, we are all self-sufficient in some way. Everyone has been self-sufficient. There are many more self-sufficient people out there. So don't think for a second that because you didn't do this or that with somebody, that it's not going to work, or that you don't do this or that with somebody, that it's not going to work. You can make it work. There are ways around it. But this is something that you ultimately have to do on your own. You need to be the one who trusts in you. Because even if the whole world trusts you, even if the entire population believes that you can do something, believes that it is within your capacity, if you go telling yourself that you can't, well, that's going to be enough to stagnate you. So trust yourself. That's going to come with time. That's going to come with you conquering your own adversities, with you looking back at your experience and realizing the obstacles and the hurdles that you've overcome, and knowing that regardless of what you had been taught, that was all you. You're the one who made that choice to do it. You're the one who ultimately implemented those tools in order to make yourself successful. And again, going back to the root of the conversation, when it comes to you finding success without the people who have wronged you in your life or who may have been even holding you down, you need to look at them with a feeling of indifference. Sure, you're going to have feelings of anger and hate for a period of time, but long term, the more that you allow them to consume you, the more you're actually holding yourself back by becoming a better version, a newer, more improved, updated version of yourself. You're staying stuck in that version of you that was run by them. You're like we've always talked about, your mind is a computer system. It's no different from a computer itself. You need to wipe that hard drive clean and start fresh. Refresh that page as you go along. Day by day, in some way, we're always doing that, but especially with a big transition like that, where you're getting rid of someone who may have not been beneficial to your life, that is something that you need to commit to. And that means putting yourself behind entirely. Again, that doesn't mean necessarily forgetting those experiences. By all means, use them. You want to make sure you learn from them so that you don't make the same mistakes. But leave those feelings behind. Leave those feelings of resentment behind. Leave those feelings of anger. Leave those feelings of sadness, of grief. Don't carry that with you. Eventually they will fade. But you have to allow them to. Feel them for the time being, but don't cling on to them for dear life. Again, allow yourself to become that better version of you. Allow yourself to come back as a fully upgraded version of who you used to be. Making it so much to the point that that person is just completely unrecognizable. It's like you're two different people. And that alone, that feeling of total indifference towards those who have wronged you, knowing that they don't even exist as a villain in the movie of your life, they're not even a side character, they're not even a background character. If they're not even that, that's going to destroy them. And that's going to allow them to sit there, reflect, and regret what they have done, but without you having to do a thing. Anyway, guys, that's all the time that we have for today. Glad I was able to share this with you. Hope you guys got a lot out of that. Those who have supported the channel, thank you guys again so much. Those who are new, welcome. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Do me a favor, if you guys are not subscribed, I would love it if you guys would go ahead and give it a quick like and follow the channel. If there's any other requests that you guys have in the future, I'd be more than happy to oblige. Give as much information as I can. More videos to come in the future. I've already been cranking out a lot. Got some new equipment now that I'm excited to work with. Met a few new people and actually reconnected with a few old ones that I haven't talked to in a while. So we're going to be grinding over the next month or two. Things are going to be changing, and I can't wait to see the channel grow, and I can't wait for you guys to be a part of it. Thank you guys again so much. And until next time, Stoic Soldier out.